Rugby league star Brett Stewart has broken down in tears after he was found not guilty of sexually assaulting a 17-year-old girl. The footballer had told the court that the girl approached him after the Manly Sea Eagles season launch in March last year. Some high-profile character witnesses gave evidence for him during the trial, and his lawyer says they were always confident he'd be acquitted.
This would be the last time Brett Stewart walked the familiar path into Sydney's District Court. For 2 weeks, the Manly fullback listened to evidence for and against allegations that he forcibly kissed and sexually assaulted a 17-year-old girl in front of his Northern Beaches home. When the last of 3 not guilty verdicts was read out, Brett Stewart threw his head into his hands and cried. There was spontaneous cheering and applause from his supporters.
The investigation and process took 18 months. The jury took but an hour and a half to reach a conclusion.
Manly coach Des Hasler sat through much of the trial and gave character evidence.
What was it like hearing that not guilty verdict?
Best news.
The man who led the defence had fought passionately for this result.
Mr. Blanchard, how do you feel about the outcome?
I'm very satisfied.
Despite his legal victory, Brett Stewart wasn't prepared to face the cameras, and neither was his family.
They always were confident this would be the result, but naturally they're grateful.
Back at the Sea Eagles club, officials said they never doubted their star player.
The sheer relief and joy that was evident around these buildings here this morning when news of the verdict came out was just unbelievable. I could only liken it to winning the grand final.
Crown Prosecutor Margaret Caneen was described as a star witness during the trial, and the club believes her character evidence did help.
No one takes anything like that lightly, and I'm sure it had an effect.
Rugby league boss David Gallop welcomed the result, saying he resisted calls for Brett Stewart to be stood down for the duration of the case. He says disputed criminal allegations are a matter for authorities, not the NRL. Manly says it will give Brett Stewart all the time he needs to deal with what's happened, but the club is hoping he'll make a successful return from injury next year. Carl Herr, ABC News, Sydney.